So will Republicans get a border wall out of this budget immigration debate? It looked a lot better yesterday. Now we're not so sure. Joining me now is House Republican Policy Committee Chairman, Congressman Luke Messer. Congressman, thanks so much for coming on this morning.
Great to be here.
You know, it's interesting because it was kind of predictable when you saw everybody harping on Schumer for being so weak and for caving, giving in the wall. It kind of makes sense he's going to take that back now because politically it just looks bad.
Well, look, President Trump is a great negotiator. He wrote a book called Art of the Deal. He just vanquished the Democrats in the shutdown debate of just a few days ago. I trust the president in these negotiations, and the president has been clear. No wall, no DACA. So I think you'll see the wall.
You think we'll see the wall? Okay. Now, I mean, there's a lot of more pragmatic Democrats that are more middle of the road that are all for securing this border one way or another. And however it has to be done. What is the difference? And my question to you is, what is the difference between putting a wall up and putting a bunch of guys with AK-47 standing there? I mean, neither of those are inviting by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, yeah, look, I think, again, folks in this town have tried to take the president literally on every step. What the president has said, we're going to secure the border. That will include physical barriers. By the way, a decade plus ago, then Senators Schumer, Obama, Clinton, John Kerry all voted for border legislation. This didn't used to be partisan at all.
And fencing on the border. I mean, and not just border legislation, but actually putting up a barrier. They voted for that.
Physical barriers, absolutely. And look, this is one of President Trump's commitments from the last election. He was elected president of the United States because of this commitment. So the biggest reason why we're going to see broader border security, why we're going to see physical barriers on the border, in addition to, by the way, stronger law enforcement on the border, other technologies on the border, is because the American people are demanding it. You know, it's too bad for Chuck Schumer. He had a bad week last week, but that doesn't change where this is going. President Trump has been clear in his negotiations, and frankly, I trust him to deliver.
And you think he can get Schumer back on with the wall even after making this big announcement that it's off the table?
Well, listen, I think President Trump will be able to do that because that's where the American people are. That's where the people of Indiana are. They want to see a secure border. It's just common sense, and it's going to have to be part of any deal that happens.
Well, let's look at some numbers here. I mean, this is a Harvard poll. 65% of Americans want a DACA deal to come along with strong border security. So they want these, DACA people, these people that came here as kids that had no choice about it, to be secure here. But they also really want to stop this flood of illegal immigrants coming in from the South. Here's 68% of people oppose the visa lottery system, randomly selecting people to come to this country. They don't like that. 81% want illegal immigration reduced. These are bipartisan issues that there should be a lot of agreement on, and we're going to see where all this leads to. I want to talk about one more topic with you, and that is closing this tax loophole for illegal immigrants, and you want to use this as maybe some of the $20 billion it's going to take to build this wall. This is the child tax credit that you no longer want illegal immigrants to be eligible for, right?
Well, yeah, frankly, I was proud to work with President Trump and his leadership team to make sure this provision was included in the tax package that just passed. In the tax package that just passed, we eliminated the loophole that allowed child tax credits for illegal immigrants. It's about $30 billion over the next decade. It is part of making that Mexico helps pay for the southern border. So for security on the southern border, we're proud that legislation passed. Frankly, it never made any sense to have tax incentives for people here to be here illegally, and more needs to be done on that topic.
But that also means that they are paying taxes. If they're taking advantage of a loophole, that does mean that they are paying taxes.
Yeah, but I mean, again, you ought not get child tax credits. You ought not get tax incentives for being here illegally. We were able to close it in large measure in the tax package that just passed. That's a step in the right direction. And by the way, it's a step in the right direction on immigration policy. The American people are tired of it.
Thank you so much for coming on this morning. I appreciate your time. Jillian, over to you.